Here we see a high quality setup. The one thing I may caution him about is the position of his right hand, how it's a little too far under the club. I'd rather see his hand a little bit more over the top so that the V's of the left and right hand, the V's formed by the thumb and forefinger, kind of point more in the same direction. So I'd like him to work on that a little bit. Let's just watch the swing, though, see how he does. He's going to relax. Good takeaway. Now it went just a little too far there with his butt. He didn't quite keep his butt behind him, but not bad. Now he's going to rotate his hips first. Look at the drive right there. That's awesome. Look at the lag he's getting with his arms. Now he starts to lose the lag a little early, so he has a tendency once in a while to hit it fat because now he's trying to throw the club head at the ball. And notice where he is right there, scooped underneath. That's the danger of that setup. Now, if he'd have maintained that angle of his right wrist bent back through the swing, he'd hit it a lot better. He's got everything going for him except the grip. Great finish. Okay, we're going to see if Robert stays solidly planted here and keeps his butt behind him. So we're going to draw a line here. Whoops, I didn't get that very good, so we'll clear that off, move it over a little bit. That's the power line. As you make your turn away from the green line, your butt should stay on it. And then as you come through at impact, your entire lower half of your body should move past the green line. So let's see what happens here. Staying on it pretty good. Getting his butt on it good. A little too much bend in the left arm, but that's the problem with that is that the right arm bent too far. If you didn't bend the right arm so far, the left arm would be able to stay straighter. So now we're going to come down. Notice how he straightens the right arm. The left arm straightens too. Now the left arm is nice and straight. The right arm is at 90 degrees. He's rotating into the shot, but now he's not getting any forward momentum of the lower half of his body. So he ends up scooping the shot up instead of driving the hands through the shot. Okay, so you can see right there that he's a little bit stuck, hasn't rotated through the shot, and come to a nice high finish. Now he finishes well, so he's pretty good at that. So we just got to get him starting his lower body a little sooner. Here we have a very good setup, but what we're going to notice, and it's a very kind of a fine line we're drawing here, so we're going to see the left arm move out away from her body. Notice now that you cannot see the left arm. It's blocked by the right arm. As we move the club back, slowly goes back. See how the left arm comes into view? And what she's doing is she's driving her left shoulder out. I want the left elbow to go straight back. Continue blocking my view of the right arm, so that we end up on a good plane. Now she's excellent position right there. Now let's see, she drops the club to the inside. Nope, she's going over the top there. How the left arm again is away from her body. We need to keep that left arm tight against your body so that you can drop the hand straight down instead of cutting across and like that. There's your little chicken wing that she hates so badly. Okay, we've got the swing plane in here up through his shoulders. Let's watch the takeaway. Takes the club, stays outside the hands pretty nicely. The left shoulder could go a little lower. Notice how his shoulders aren't parallel to the plane, how they stayed flat. We need to get the shoulders parallel to the swing plane. Now what he'll do now is he's trying to get them there, and then he's going to lunge forward, come over the top with a lot of power. And he's going to drop the club head right back on the line. And because he came over the top, he's going to go across it a little bit. But look where he's finishing. He's finishing right back on the plane again. Great athleticism. We're not going to change much with this swing. We're just going to get him to be good at it. Here we see a pretty good setup. But once again, the club's going to go too far to the inside on the way back. So the left arm kind of goes outside the body a little bit. But he's keeping the club and the Y in a good position. Notice the club is still kind of pointing at his body, so it's not too bad. Go to the top. Good athleticism, good. Notice how flat the back of the left wrist is. Very good position right there. The only down thing is I'd like to see the left foot be planted on the ground instead of up on the toes. That's a very awkward position to swing from. But he does slam it back down on the ground pretty hard. Drops the club back down to the inside. Notice that it's to the inside. Through the ball. Good extension down the line. Head staying really still. Right on through to a good finish. Excellent work. Okay, upright golfer like that should have a fairly upright swing. So let's watch what goes on here. Take the club back too far to the inside. See how he's rotating the club to the inside? That's too steeply to the inside. And he's going to get up on the top, and the club is too upright. We need the club on the green line. So he needs to lay the head off a little bit. See if he does that. So he starts to lay it off a little bit on the way down. So he ends up bringing it back into plane pretty good. But what we'll see right here is that he still hasn't rotated onto the front side, and he still has his weight back. So if he could just get a little bit more forward momentum on the swing, he's going to have more distance. Here's our single plane golfer. What we'd like to see him do is on the way back, just fold the right arm at 90 degrees at the right elbow. And what he does is he actually kind of pulls it in behind him. So he ends up getting the club stuck in behind him. Notice how straight up and down he's standing. He's got no leverage here. And he's going to just kind of have to dive down to the golf ball in order to hit it. So we're going to work a little bit on getting him in a little better position. Now, when we first look at this golfer, we'll think she's standing too straight up and down. But there's a reason for that. She has a very bad back, and it hurts to bend over any further. So what we're going to do is turn her into a single plane swinger so that she can stand nice and tall, kind of like Mo Norman out of Canada, and just fold and unfold the right arm, and really just try to swing the club using the right arm as your power source instead of the rotation. Let the body respond to what the arms do. So she's just folding the right arm and unfolding the right arm. And she's able to actually do a pretty good job with that, even though it's really constricting on her back. What we did with this golfer is got her to lower her hands. We want to see the hands create an angle. So the club should be like this, down to here, and then up. So you've got a little bit of an angle that's set up. She's too straight up and down and straight out with her arms. So what that does is creates kind of a chopping motion. She's going to take the club kind of back, and then she's going to come kind of over the top and chop at the ball. And she can't get through the shot at all. She's kind of collapsing. Once we made that change, she did really good. We have a brand new golfer here. He has a very good setup. He could have his hands a little hanging down a little more or a little lower and more closer to his thighs, but it's a really good setup. What we're going to watch is a pretty decent takeaway here. Notice the club is staying outside of his hands as he goes back, gets up, does a little lifting right there, but not too bad. Then he drives down to the golf ball, turns the right knee to the left knee, needs to keep rotating the lower body, stops a little bit, and ends up in a pretty nice finish. This is a good golf swing. I'm very proud of this guy.